Hey, what's up guys? So today I want to take an in-depth look at how the new Combat Scout perk works in Warzone. And yes, I know you can all read the in-game description of the perk, but I want to take a deeper look at it to really understand what's going on when you use this perk, so hopefully I'll answer any questions you might have, and let's jump into it. So a quick refresher, the perk states that damaging an enemy briefly highlights them for you and marks them for the entire squad. And the way to counter Combat Scout is to use Cold-Blooded. So going back to the description, what does the highlighting look like exactly? So the highlighting part is the orange outline you see here, and along with the orange outline you'll also get this audio cue. And the marking part for the entire squad is basically going to look the same as a ping. Okay, so now we're all on the same page and know how it works. So let's take a bit of a deeper dive. The perk says that damaging an enemy highlights them, right? So can I just throw stun grenades into a room? Because stuns do 1 damage, so will that work? So the answer to that looks like no. I tried stuns, flashes, and gas grenades, and they all seem not to work. Unless in the off chance that you peg them with your tactical grenade, then they will show up and activate the perk. Alright, so what about normal grenades? Do explosives trigger the perk? And the answer to that is yes, definitely. All grenades, throwing knives, claymores, and proximity mines trigger the alert, along with launchers as well. So if you know that somebody is in a house but not sure where they are, you can toss a grenade or launch an RPG and the perk will show you where they're at. Okay, so if launchers work, then what about killstreaks? Can I just set up a sentry gun and it'll just ping enemies for me? And for sentries, it looks like no. But for cluster strikes and precision airstrikes, the answer is actually yes. Now, it was hard for me to get footage of this. This took like 6 tries as I kept killing them with the airstrike, but if I slow down this clip here, you can clearly hear the audio cue and see that the enemy player is highlighted by the perk before they die. So if it's towards the end of the game and you throw a cluster strike towards like the general area that you think the other team is at and you get a hit marker, then the Combat Scout perk can help you identify exactly where on the map that they are. Now, speaking of teams, does the perk let you mark multiple people or does it just mark the first person that you damage? And based off of testing, it looks like you can mark multiple. And this can be really helpful in a situation where, let's say your enemy has ghosts and they're not on heartbeat sensor, but you just saw them run into a house in front of you, so you know that they're there. But are they actually alone, or did they just run to their teammates who are up there as well? So now with the perk, you can easily tell how many people are in a building. Also note that the game does tell the enemy player when they have been spotted. So if you see your character light up orange now in Warzone, that means that an enemy player shooting at you has this perk on. Next, is there a cool off period for the perk? So like if you shoot someone and then shoot them again, do they get re-pinged again, or do you have to wait like a few seconds before the ping activates? And from what I can tell, it looks like no. And if there is one, it would be really short. The perk does highlight the weapon they're holding too. So if it's a riot shielder, trying to bait you into a building, you can easily tell from the orange outline and, you can plan accordingly. Now, is there a distance limit to the perk? So if the enemy's far away, will the perk stop working, like high alert? And the answer to that is no, there's no limit. So what's interesting is that when you're trying to ping someone, just like a normal ping, that's really far away, there actually is a limit in the game, and the game doesn't let you ping people, even if you can see them. But this perk lets you override that limit and, ping them past that limit if you damage them for your team. So in the end, is this perk worth it to run? And is it the best perk in the tier 3 category? And in my opinion, it just really depends on your squad mates, and it depends on your playstyle. If you've got a where or over there friend, then 100% yes, this perk is worth it. And what I mean by this is if you're always taking the time to ping the enemies when fighting them and your teammates just like where they at, well, maybe this can help them. And likewise, if they're also telling you that the enemies are over there and that's all the info that they're giving you, they never ping or anything, then maybe you should suggest that they tried this perk. And we'll see how many people end up running it, but this perk also has the potential to be really helpful for players out there without mics or that queue up with randoms, as it'll be helpful just to get everyone on the same page during fights. Am I going to run this perk? To be honest, I'm going to give it a shot, but most likely no, and that's because this perk competes with Amped in tier 3. So if you like to run a sniper, like I do, then this perk is most likely not worth it, as anyone who snipes knows that being able to switch between your sniper and other weapon quickly can often be the difference between life and death. And in general, most people really don't want to be caught out with their sniper in a close quarters fight, while if you're like an AR SMG player and you get caught out with your AR, it's really not the end of the world and you usually can manage in that fight. To me, the weapon swap time without amped just feels so slow, and I don't see myself giving that up anytime soon. But what about you guys? What do you think of this perk? Do you think it's balanced? Should it be changed at all? Or is it perfect the way that it is? Let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, with that, that's gonna wrap up this quick in-depth look at scout combat. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.